What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 117 of Park to Prem. This isn't usually an episode day. Usually I take a day off after the end of season reviews. It's become part of my routine. Today you will notice it is a shorter episode, so please do bear that in mind. But I figured I might as well do this mini episode because it's something pretty significant that's happening with the series. As you can see, we are on the England team profile. You may notice under key employees, there is not a manager listed. You might be able to do some, I guess, figuring out of what might be happening here at this point. But no, we have been given the opportunity to manage England, and I want to take the job. We had offers from both Spain and Italy. They offered us actually a little bit more money in the case of Spain than England. But as England manager, I want to help this team out. So we are taking the job. We are going to hopefully not be a Mike Bassett. We're hopefully going to be a strong, independent England manager and win a World Cup in 2 years. They have not won a World Cup in this save game, England. They've not had a particularly fruitful time. You can see this year they lost in the Euro quarter-finals to France. My thinking, by the way, with the international management is this won't take priority over Towlaw. In terms of episodes, I'll probably only cover major competitions when we get to, the big games. Although I am thinking that the first games that we have against Croatia and Russia could be a fun double-header, especially because, quite poetically, our first game in charge is going to be against a Croatia national team that's probably going to have Smoljo in, probably going to have Mr. Dessa in, and quite possibly going to have Kosic in as well. So I feel like there could be a return of some familiar faces there. But today, we'll just give a little bit of a introduction to the England team, look at some of the star players, discuss some ideas I have for tactics. But really, I don't want this to become dominant over the Towlaw stuff. This will more be, a few bonus extra episodes thrown in here and there. And I think for just keeping tabs, I guess, with the world of football, having the international management side of things on the go is also quite nice in terms of in these international episodes where I'm England manager and we do some international friendlies, we'll probably use it as an opportunity to look at what else is going on in the world of football at the same time. So if we have a quick look at the national team here, obviously a few real players still kicking around. You can see here Tomori, still an okay player at 34 years old, 117 caps for him. Alexander-Arnold, his physicals look like they are starting to fizzle off at aged 33. It's interesting, actually. We kind of hop in here at a time where a lot of the golden generation, I don't want to call them a golden generation because that's cursing them, but the current crop of youngsters who are on the verge of going into the England team in real life are currently being phased out here. I mean, you can see here Jadon Sancho playing for Real Madrid. He looks very blooming good at 32, to be honest, although he's 32, so I am half expecting him to decline massively. So it's going to be an interesting transitional period, I think, here, where we're hopping in as England manager, and you can see here we've got some exceptionally talented and experienced players, but the reality is that they are going to be moving on in the near future. You can see Jude Bellingham here as well, playing for Real Madrid alongside Jadon Sancho. Noah Kene signed this summer for Chelsea for £60 million. Of course, he starts at Leeds United. So it's going to be interesting. I think realistically, a few of these players are probably going to be a bit too old for our World Cup campaign, so maybe I should be looking to call them early. I guess for, I don't know, maybe the 33-year-olds and below, they've probably got one last World Cup in them, one last hurrah, and we're going to try and make it happen. Of course, in terms of regens who have come through the team, there's Ashley Walker. We're pretty familiar with this guy playing for Manchester City. He looks very, very good. He was one of the top goal scorers at the Euros this year, where previous England manager Allegri got sacked. Ali Hall is another player. He plays for PSG. He looks very, very good, doesn't he? He's an elite attacking midfielder. It does seem like our attacking midfielder position might be where we're most blessed. Although we've got Greg Watson here, who, as far as deep line playmakers go, if we are going to replicate our system, he could be very, very good, couldn't he? I'm just going to select a random formation here, and then we should, I hope, be able to just, select our Towlaw systems. I'm wondering if we can even fit this in, because the issue I've got is I've got players like Sancho, although Sancho has learnt to play left wing back, everyone. Oh gosh. I'm feeling like the system that we have isn't going to work, because the other interesting thing about international management, of course, is I can't just go, right, we're playing the Towlaw formation, sell everyone who isn't a wing back or a box-to-box midfielder. No, I have actually got to try and adapt the system. You can see players like David Mahon as well as a striker who can also play attacking midfield. I mean, the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking 4-4-2 might be the way to go. They've got some really good players. Ryan Fry here as a wing-back looks absolutely immense. It's worth noting, by the way, England are ranked number 1 in the world. They are considered the best team. So the fact they crashed out when they did in the Euros most recently is pretty shocking. If we just have a look at their scheduling, and of course I've got to get used to all the new international buttons down the left-hand side, but obviously they lost in the Euros most recently. At their last World Cup, it was... Where was this game played? It's played in the San Siro, an Italian World Cup. I would love that. You can see here England lost in the finals to Spain. A couple of years before that, they did win their only major competition they've won whilst I've been playing this save game. They beat Scotland in the Euro finals. Can you imagine that in real life? My word, Harry Kane with the goal. Of course, Harry Kane was one of our staff members once upon a time. He actually left us this year to go to MK Dons. Never mentioned it in a video, but it has upset me a little bit, and I've been put off Harry Kane. I think he might be England's record top goal scorer, at least in the save game, because of the way that Football Manager does records. So I guess we're going to be aiming to get, someone to oust him. I think, obviously, we've got our youth teams and such. There's one player we're just going to promote right away. Where are you? Dylan, right, into the national team you go. Of course, as England manager, I can have a bit of an influence here. Kevin Deacon, if we need a right wing-back, could just promote him. Kevin Deacon, by the way, who we may have signed for £16 million. We obviously had a fee agreed of £20 million if we wanted to buy him. I think at 16 million, very good buy, especially if we can get him taught to play left back. That could make him just a superb backup option, not only for us at Towler, but also for the national team. You can see a few other players highlighted in blue are players who are our own. We've signed Carl O'Donnell. English is hard. We've signed him for £300,000 from Man City for Towler over the summer. Bit of a bargain by that. I don't want to go too much into my transfer dealings because that's next episode, where we'll, of course, be doing an intro, to the new season. But Carl might just accidentally make his way into the full national team. Who knows? I mean, I'm trying to think of who else I might want to bring in. I guess there's one man I need to just... Some people might think I'm not going to take my time here at England too seriously, and to be honest, I do want to have some fun with it. I'm going to take it less seriously than the Towler stuff, because ultimately, I feel like you have to make international management that little bit more fun to really enjoy it. So, Sonny Best may make an appearance or two for England. He has unfortunately left Towler Town, and he won't sign a new contract with me because he wants a new challenge. Let's hope he doesn't retire before he gets a chance to play for England. That's my biggest fear right now. I mean, surely now he's in the national team, he's not going to retire. But actually, yeah, looking at it here, Dylan Turnbull, I actually think he's good enough to play for the national team. You can see here, world-class player. You love to see it. Fan favourite, consistent. The more I look at this team, by the way, the more I'm thinking we are going to have to go with a fairly attacking system. Maybe bring back the 4-4-2 or the 4-2-2-2. I mean, look at it. It's a thing of beauty. I mean, who would fit in where? Who would fit in where? So you got Walker and Tout. No, Walker out on the right, Shirley. Sancho Fry. This isn't terrible, but Dylan Turnbull's not in the team immediately. Sonny, there we go. Perfect. Now, I need to have more of a play with this. Obviously, we've got a little while. We've got until the start of September for me to truly get a grasp of what the best England national team is. But I will be fiddling around with things, I'm sure. So there'll probably be some new faces in here, some older faces in here. What would you be doing, I guess, is a good question. Because for a player like Tamori, is he really going to be good enough for the squad in 2 years' time at the World Cup? Not entirely sure he will be. I don't know. Maybe I need to start thinking about that transition sooner rather than later. I'd be interested to know what you would do. I definitely want to give it at least one World Cup attempt. As I said, with this, I don't want it to detract from Towler. Today's episode is more of a bonus episode. I am going to continue to name the episodes Park to Prem, but they will have an England badge, I think, in the thumbnail rather than the Towler Town badge, so you know when the international episodes are happening. But I feel like in terms of just adding a bit more added spice, I suppose, to what's going on during the summers where we would normally have a break, it should be kind of fun. And also, as I said, it gives us a good chance to get a bit of a better grasp on, the world that we're managing in. Because when you're 13 or 14 years into a save, you kind of lose track of who the big nations are, who the big players are in world football. And I feel like this could just give us that little opportunity, to get an idea for who some of the biggest players are. Players like Jefferson Karabali, who looks absolutely ridiculous and... He's quite good, isn't he? How difficult are Man City going to be for me to beat? By the way, Mbappe, still playing, still an absolute god at 33 years old. What a crazy career he's had for PSG. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun little challenge. As I said, next episode that we do with England will be that Croatia game. It's going to be a bit of a mad start to the year, just as a heads up, because we are going to be playing in the Europa League, and I'm keen to do our first game in the Europa League. I'm keen to do our first game in charge of England, potentially a double header as well, because we're playing Russia as well. So Shvetsov will probably be playing against us in that one, which again, could be pretty fun. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to look forward to this as something a little bit different going on in between. It's a bit of a weird episode today because I wasn't really planning on doing one. And then I got this offer and I thought, actually, this would be pretty fun at this point, especially when I saw that Croatia and Russia were the first two games. And we are also in the same group as France, who previously just knocked England out of the Euro. So there's a narrative written there where all three teams that we're going to be playing against this year are actually teams of some significance in one way or another to the series as a whole, which is always a bit fun. But yeah, that's going to be all from me. I will give you a little sneak peek of the transfers, I think, because I'm feeling generous. Obviously, we will cover these all next time, but, I mean, you can have a quick look at the ins and outs. You can speculate on who's who. There'll be some names you might recognise, some names that you probably won't recognise in there. But we'll find out more all about this soon. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully, I will have spent some of this £103 million. Otherwise, we might be coming back next episode with me still looking for players to sign. I'll leave you with these finances. They look pretty good. A little bit of a contrast to Towler in real life. I do want to just reiterate again, thank you if you have donated to the fundraiser. I mentioned it a couple of days ago. I think it's over £4,500 at this moment in time, which is absolutely nuts. In just, I think, 3 days since they started. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support as always. Let me know what you make of taking the England job. How would you be approaching things? Would you just go for blind favouritism? Would you look to lean on the experience and one last hurrah for some of these older players? Or should I be looking longer term and planning that long-term planning and kind of transition, I suppose, into getting the next generation of England starlets through? I would definitely be interested to know your thoughts. But yeah, that is all from me. I'll talk to you soon, guys. And I don't know if there'll be an episode tomorrow. I might still take a day off because my voice is still struggling a little bit. But this was something fun, something different. I'll mention it on Twitter and on the YouTube community page if there isn't going to be an upload tomorrow. And I'm rambling now. Let me just cut myself off here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys.